That's the appreciation part of the cycle. That's why we fall in love with characters like Dexter or Mr. Brooks, even though they're sociopaths and psychopaths, including murdering versions of them, right? I mean, they kill people for fun, and we like them. That's bizarre. So we have a question over here. Stand up for it, please.
So in a conversation,
Yeah.
as opposed to at the door,
Yes.
would you say, I'm really looking forward to getting to know you as...
So I get where you're coming with this. Yes, yes, yes. So first answer is only if it's true, right? Second answer is, how do you know it's true? You have to have a reason to meet this person, right?
Well, usually they're networking.
Sure. But you still have to. Well, I'll give you this. I'll give you a different version of this answer, right? It's the fake smile syndrome, right? So in networking, you'll see this a lot, right? You'll see people coming in, big bright smile. Hi, it's so nice to meet you. That's nice. Oh, wonderful. And they'll move on to the next person. You're now dust in their mind. And the next person gets this brilliant smile. Oh, so nice to meet you. It's wonderful. And all the good feelings you had a moment ago, they suddenly evaporate. You suddenly realize, oh, they're doing it to everyone, right? So the solution is called the slow smile, which is you start talking to them positively but relatively neutral. You can have a happy expression on your face, which may include a slight smile. But only once you've actually talked, maybe you've done a little bit of a name exchange, or maybe you've done a little tiny bit of small talk, then you let your smile light up. Even if you're actually really eager to meet them, you've got to hold and reserve a little bit. Why? It shows I'm not just randomly smiling at you like everyone else. I actually smile at you because there's something about you I appreciate. It's a real thing. Now, please note, this sounds like a technique, and this is not a school for sociopaths, right? If you were a sociopath and it was a bit technique, by all means drill it and experience it the best you can, but you'd be missing out on the real experience of life, which is the bit where the connections happen and the magic actually occurs, right? And it's very hard to do as a sociopath because you can't maintain it long term, right? So it's a question about earning the reward in terms of the conversational partner. So if you're going to say, I really look forward to meeting you, you've got to mean it, number one. And number two, you've got to have a reason for meaning it. Does that make sense? Feel the difference between this. So we just met, nice to meet you. So what's your name again? I just can't see your name tag right now. Tammy? Right, so we meet, we shake hands virtually over a long distance. Nice to meet you, Tammy. My name's Igor. What's your name? Tammy. Oh, great. So, tell me a little about you. Where are you from, Tammy? You'll give me some around and you'll say, Hawaii. Oh, so wonderful. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. You know what? I have to go and meet a couple of people here right now. But I really look forward to talking to you a little bit more. And maybe you can just give me some hints about Hawaii or something like that. And now I'll move off. I've given you a reason for looking forward to the interaction. It's not random. You're now special because we have something we share as a common bond of some kind, or something about you that I appreciate. You know, maybe I'll come up in a networking event again, and I'll say, I've got to say, my name's Igor, it's nice to meet you, blah, 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 blah. I have to say, the reason I came over to introduce myself is I saw how you were talking to that gentleman over there who was having a hard time, and I really liked the way you treated him. I really look forward to finding out more about you. Did you see how different that is compared to just the old, oh yeah, I really look forward to meeting you. That's like the LA, let's do lunch. In LA, when you say let's do lunch, that means I hope you die and I never see you again. But I'm too chicken shit to say that out loud, right? Did anyone ever experience that sort of syndrome before, right? It's a fun syndrome, isn't it? And that's when a fake conversation starts happening. And that's actually where the school of sociopaths will actually help you more than what we're doing here. Because we're not here about faking conversations. Is there a school of sociopaths? I'm sure there is somewhere. But I don't run it, right?
It was published as the Dexter series.
The Dexter series, yeah. Although he's very charming, I quite like him.
Yes.
But they gave him enough. It gave him enough humanity to actually care. He's in a dialogue, gives him humanity, and that's why he's not actually a sociopath, because he cares. Even though he can't feel that he cares, and that's why we like him. Same as Mr. Brooks, because he cares, we like him. If he didn't care, he'd be the American psychopath, and we don't like him. Do you see the difference? Right? He doesn't have to feel it, but he has to have some higher principle that's driving him. And as long as we get a sense that we'll be cared for, there's value there. That's the appreciation part of the cycle. That's why we fall in love with characters like Dexter or Mr. Brooks. right? Even though they're sociopaths and psychopaths, including murdering versions of them, right? I mean, they kill people for fun. And we like them. That's bizarre, right?
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun. But because they have a moral standard, and B, they care. Caring is such a powerful drug, right? It's a powerful thing in this world. And if you can genuinely care, it opens so many doors, right? My personal opinion is most therapy happens by accident and not by design. All these theories about therapy is just an excuse to keep the conscious mind of the therapist busy whilst they care enough about the client at a point in their life when they've stopped caring about themselves, right? This is just a little fragment of an idea that you may or may not agree with. Go ahead.
Sorry, back again. If you're in a situation like a networking meeting where you don't actually know people,
Yeah.
so then how
How do you start the conversation?
No, not how do you start the conversation, but how do you have something that you could say you care about that person that you don't know?
Oh, that's great. That's easy.
Okay, good.
Okay. So the answer is real simple. You talk to them. You don't go in caring. You go in looking to care. And then they earn the right to be cared for by how they respond. They're going to say something or do something eventually that you can care about. Now, at first, it may be a tiny little thing, like, I love your ring, where do you get it from? Right? That's the kind of a compliment self-intro or something like that, right? And it shows you care. The symbol, the ring symbolizes them. And that's a minor low-level care. That won't open many doors. All it does is it buys you enough time to carry on talking. At a networking event, you don't even really need it that much because everyone's just desperate to actually have a conversation because everyone's feeling so awkward anyways, right? That as soon as you actually hold your conversation a little bit, they'll be so grateful. They don't care about anything else. Like, oh my God, it's not making me feel awkward. I love Tammy. She's so great. And now, as soon as you have one factoid that they care about, and for example, here would be Seattle, right? As soon as you have one factor, I know he cares about Seattle, all I've got to do is compliment Seattle and he will like me, right? And then if I tell him, because you're from Seattle, I'd like to get you know more, he's going to go, of course you do, because Seattle's awesome. Does that make sense? But don't try and fake this, because that comes undone very quickly, right? It's very hard to stay congruent in the long term if you're faking something, because you'll forget. Right? If you actually genuinely care and only comment on things you genuinely care about, then there's nothing for you to keep track of. You're just being yourself. And that's really the most powerful influencer you can be, is when you're being yourself whilst appreciating and caring for people. That's really the magic recipe right there.